Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my first story time video ever. So if you guys are interested, then just keep watching. So this video is actually very, very embarrassing. It's just really embarrassing, so it's gonna be kind of hard to talk about. But just wanted to be a little bit more personal with you guys, just kind of like share with you one of the most embarrassing what did I just say? Embarrassing stories of my life. And it's all about the first time that I got drunk. So, and not only is it just about the first time that I got drunk, but it's also about I got so drunk and I almost didn't make my flight the next day. So, first of all, this is just a disclaimer. I don't advocate drinking underage. I don't condone it. I think it's very wrong to do, but I mean, everyone makes mistakes. It's not the end of the world, so I'm just putting that out there. I do not condone it. I don't want to like tell you guys to do it. And also, if you are going to do it, just be safe about it. Make sure you tell your parents. I mean, I can tell my parents almost anything, and that honestly makes me feel good that I can tell like my mom. So if anything bad was to happen, I could call her and just ask her to come get me. Also, I don't recommend you riding with anyone who's been drinking. Just don't do it. It's so unsafe. It's so stupid. And just accidents can happen. So don't ride with anyone who's been drinking. And just be really safe about it. Don't be around people who are going to judge you. Don't be around people who are going to make you feel uncomfortable. Just be safe about it. Don't even do it if it's like, I wouldn't recommend drinking underage at all. So now that I've got all that out of the way, I guess I can go ahead and tell you guys the first time that I got drunk. And it was not a good time. Not a good time at all. So if you guys are interested, keep watching. Also, I'm sitting outside today because it feels amazing and it's just a really beautiful day. So I just wanted to sit outside and film a video because I haven't done this in a while. And yeah, let's just get into the video. Okay, so I guess I should start off by saying I was like 14 or 15. I could have been 16, I really don't remember. But this was whenever I was in a long distance relationship with my ex-boyfriend. His name was Tyler. I guess I can say names. I don't know. I was with a lot of different people, so I might just make up some fake names because I don't know if they would want me to talk about them in this video. But you guys already know my ex-boyfriend if you are like a subscriber here on my channel. But yeah, so this is when I was in that long distance relationship, and I used to go visit him like on the weekends and hang out with some of my friends that live up there. But so yeah, I used to fly there every now and then just to go visit, see my friends and stuff. And this was a weekend, this was a Saturday night. Me and my ex-boyfriend, we had never really been drunk before. We always had wanted to try it. I mean, all of our friends kind of like grew up before us, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. Like, we never really went to parties. We never really went and did like stuff with other people. We were just always like hanging out by ourselves, going to movies, just going out to eat, stuff like that. It was just fun. So we never really did that stuff, so one night we were just like, let's get drunk, whoa! So yeah, it wasn't a good idea because we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know like the consequences of it. We didn't know what was going to happen. So we were with my ex's brother, his older brother. He was like 18 or 19. We were with his friend and then his friend's girlfriend. So I don't want to say any names, but because I don't know if they would want me to. That might be weird for them. We were all at my ex's house that night, and they had got alcohol. So it was like watermelon vodka, and they were mixing it with like, we had thought like it would be good if we mixed Kool-Aid with it. And keep in mind, I'm allergic to red 40. It's a dye in Kool-Aid, in the red Kool-Aid, and it was in there, so that kind of messed me up that night too. But we mixed it with that Kool-Aid because we thought it would taste good. And so yeah. Once we started drinking, I didn't really know when to stop because first of all, I had never been drunk before. I didn't know like what I was gonna feel. I don't know. So we were sitting there, we were all just kind of drinking, hanging out, and someone had the bright idea to take shots of the watermelon vodka, just the plain watermelon vodka, and that was probably the worst decision I could have made that night. Well, first of all, let's just say his friend's girlfriend was giving us the shots. She was like pouring them for us. Okay, so she's like giving us shots. We're all just like hanging out. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, we're all thinking it's like the coolest thing ever. Of course they aren't because they've done it before, but like me and my ex were thinking like, this is awesome. We're having a blast. Like, we're finally getting drunk for the first time. And so we're just like taking shots. And I remember I started feeling it and I was like, yeah, let's keep going. And like he was just like, he just kept taking shots. I remember at one point she kept handing us some more shots and I like dropped mine on the table and it spilled everywhere, and that was when I was like, oh no, like I need to stop. I don't know why I kept going. I don't know why I kept taking more shots, but I guess like when you have that first experience, you just don't know when to stop. But yeah, I was an idiot. I was 14 or 15, so I didn't know what I was doing. I was just stupid. And don't be stupid like me, because it's not fun, especially not the next day. So what happened after that, we started taking all those shots, and Tyler was fine. He wasn't even sick until like he kept doing shots. All of a sudden I remember him running to the bathroom and he had to throw up, and I was just like in there with him, like trying to be there for him. And then right after like he finished throwing up, I think seeing him throw up, it was either me that threw it first or he did. I don't know, this is really gross, but one of us, either it was me that like saw him throwing up that made me throw up because I was like, oh my god, that's disgusting, or I started throwing up and then he was like, oh my gosh, that's disgusting, I have to throw up. But anyway, we were both there for each other, and I got so sick, and whenever I threw up, it was nothing but red like juice. Like, I don't think I ate anything before we started drinking, which is also very bad. I didn't have anything to eat before then, and so when I threw up, it was nothing but just like red liquid, and I just felt horrible. So after that, I remember going back into like the kitchen where everyone was hanging out. I just remember, I don't know why they did this, but there was like a huge cantaloupe or a watermelon. I'm pretty sure it was a cantaloupe. And I walked into the kitchen and Tyler's older brother was like squeezing the cantaloupe and it just like busted, and I don't know what he was doing, and that's one thing I really remember about that night, was seeing him like grab this cantaloupe and just squished it in between his hands, and it just like juice was everywhere, and I was just like walking into the juice, like I was just like a sloppy mess that night. It was not good. I just was like, oh yeah, this is so fun, like what is he doing? I was laughing. And then also keep in mind, since this was the first time I was getting drunk, because I thought I was so cool, even though it's not cool, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was so cool, and I was Snapchatting like everything because that was the first time I was drunk. And I remember the next day looking at my Snapchat and just being so embarrassed because I had posted like the most embarrassing stuff ever, and I was just like, no, why did I do this? I remember there was one Snapchat of me like talking to my ex-boyfriend's dog, like talking to it like it was a human, and I posted it on my Snapchat, and it was just so embarrassing. I remember my sister calling me like the next morning like, Taylor, are you okay? What's wrong with you? Blah blah blah. And I was just like, what's wrong? She was like, look at your Snapchat. And I immediately like went on there and deleted it all, but I mean it was already too late. People had already seen it, like a bunch of people had already seen my Snapchat story. The worst part about this story time is, since I was in this long distance relationship, I don't know what possessed me to want to get drunk the night before I had a flight at like 6 a.m. And so the next day, or the next morning, we didn't even go to sleep until like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I had to be back up at 6. So I'm texting my mom like at like 4 in the morning. I'm like, Mom, I cannot make it home. I made the biggest mistake of my life. And she's like, Taylor, get your butt on the plane. You're coming home tomorrow morning. And I just remember reading that and like freaking out. She was so disappointed in me. She was so mad at me because I had done that and I had a flight the next day, and it was just like, I was 14 or 15, it just wasn't a good time. After reading my mom's text of her saying like, you better get your butt on that plane and come home the next day, I remember just like freaking out. I went to sleep and woke up at like 6 a.m. and I remember waking up, I was still so drunk. It was the worst thing ever. And I was walking around the airport like reading signs, like I was like, my head was spinning. I had the worst headache. I felt like I was gonna throw up in the airport. I was trying to find the nearest water fountain. Like, I just felt like everyone was looking at me weird because I was just like, I didn't want people to know I was drunk, but I had to talk to like like the gate agents. I had to talk to like the security, and I just felt like people were just staring at me. Like I felt like they knew what was going on, and I just was so embarrassed. And then, so I finally get to my gate, and I get on the plane to go like home, and I'm on the plane, and I feel like I'm just going to throw up everywhere, and I'm like, I started breathing heavy. I don't know, does anyone else ever, like, when they're about to throw up, they start like breathing heavy, and they're like, I just got so nervous, and I was so happy that there was no one sitting beside me. I had the whole row to myself, and finally I was just like, okay, Taylor, just put your head down, close your eyes. And I ended up falling asleep on a plane, and just when I woke up, I was back in Alabama, and I came home, and I didn't speak to anyone when I got home. I was so embarrassed. I was just so disappointed in myself, like, that I had done something like that, and I had to come home. I was so hungover when I got home. I couldn't eat for that whole entire day. Like, that was the worst thing ever, because I had never drank in my life until that day, or that night. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I learned my lesson to the fullest extent. Like, that was the worst time of my life. Like, I thought I was so cool because I was getting drunk and having fun. It was not fun the next day. I just felt so disgusting, and ugh, it is not a good time, especially when you're like super young and you don't know like when to stop. I should have stopped whenever I started feeling it. Like, I should have just stopped. I shouldn't have done it, but I did, and I learned from it. It was not a good time, but I just thought I would share with you guys the first time that I got drunk and almost missed my flight the next day because of a stupid mistake. But I just thought I would share this with you guys because I'm never like really personal with you guys. Like, I don't tell you guys anything that's happened with me, but also I don't like condone drinking underage. It's not a good thing to do. I don't want you guys riding with, if you are gonna drink, I don't want you guys riding with anyone who's been drinking. I just want you guys to be safe. And yeah, I just thought I would share this with you guys because it's just like a funny story now that I look at it, but I also look back and I'm like, I was such an idiot. Like, why did I do that? I didn't know what I was doing, but I thought I was so cool. Okay, so that is it for this story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys would want more story time videos from me, just make sure to give this video a big thumbs up so I know, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I do a lot of makeup and beauty and fashion and morning routines, night routines, all that kind of fun stuff, but I also like doing these like sit down story time videos. I feel like they're so funny, and yeah, you guys can kind of learn from what I did because it just wasn't a good time. But yeah, now that I look back on it, it's funny now, but it was also, I was like, what am I doing? Why did I do that? It was so stupid. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Share this video if you want to, like it, subscribe. I think I already said that, whatever. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to follow me on my social media. It will all be linked down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye!